Hello everyone, I'm Kyle Lee Sherman, a Board Certified Behavior Analyst and a teacher who worked in the classroom for 31 years. Today's topic is going to be about object imitation. Object imitation and imitation in general is one of the most important early learner skills for children with autism and developmental delays. If a child cannot easily copy simple actions with objects, learning language, play skills, social skills, self-care skills become much more difficult. The exciting part, imitations can be taught. It is a teachable skill. So what is object imitation? Well, object imitation simply means copying another person's actions using the same or similar objects. For example, putting a block inside of a cup, rolling a car across the table, stacking blocks, shaking a container, stirring an empty cup with a spoon, etc. While these activities may seem very simple, they teach a child one of the most powerful learning concepts. I watch what you do, and then I do the same thing. That skill becomes a foundational in almost every other area of development. A very important skill, imitation. So why is object imitation so important? Typically, developing children spend their entire day watching their peers, their siblings, their parents, their others, and they copy what they do. Many children with autism do not naturally learn this way. Instead, they often require direct instruction to develop imitation skills. Without imitation, learning can become much slower because every new skill has to be taught individually instead of learned through observation. So how do you begin teaching object imitation? When I teach object imitation, I like to begin with identical materials. So if I have a block, I'm sitting across from you, you have a block. I give the learner a block. Or if I have a cup, across from me is my learner, I give them a cup. If I have a spoon, the learner has a spoon. If I have a drumstick, the learner has a drumstick, and etc. I also come to the session and or the teaching opportunity with a box filled with object imitation ready to go. Having matching materials makes it much easier for the child to focus on copying the action instead of figuring out which object to use. I usually sit directly across from the student so they can see exactly what it is that I'm doing, and then they could copy it. Then I would simply say to them, do this. So for example, if I had these two blocks and I gave the learner the same two blocks, I would say, do this. And then I would wait and see if the learner can do this independently. The goal, of course, to do this is independence. The learner imitates it independently, fantastic. We reinforce them so we can get success and then gradually reduce any kind of prompts. If they need prompts to get the job done, we will eventually reduce the prompting system. And for prompts, I would suggest using the prompt hierarchy. The goal, however, is always to do this independently and quickly. Don't teach to memorization. One mistake I can often see and have observed is teaching the children one specific action with that specific object. So here's what I mean by that. If I say to them, okay, I have the block in a cup, put in, do this, and they do this, do this. Every time I pull the block out or the cup, they're looking to do this. So I want to make sure at the very beginning of the program that I am using the object in multiple ways. So if I've been going, do this, now I might do something like this, do this, or do this. So they're starting to generalize right from the beginning. Now, do I need to target all of those? Not necessarily. Maybe I need to target one of those actions for their goals. But I want to make sure that I'm practicing with generalization from the beginning. So, because I want it to be true imitation and I don't want it to just be a routine or a ritual. So we're looking for the child learns to watch the action versus the object. And we want to make sure that we're keeping the session positive, that it's fun, that it's fast-paced, that they get reinforced, that they get, oh, that was so amazing, do this, and you can do it at a rapid rate, as long as they're staying up with you and they're not getting frustrated. However, if frustration begins to build, and you're noticing your learner, and we should know our learners pretty well, we want to take a step back. We can easily end the session, try again later. We can make something really fun and then make it be done for the day. But we always want to practice a scent-based practice. So we're not forcing children to do something they don't want to do. In time, when they see that it's fun, I feel they will learn and they will want to do it. What comes after object imitation? Gross motor imitation comes next. And I will do a separate video on gross motor imitation. I do have a resource linked in the description box below. I developed a program from an object imitation program to give to professionals and parents a structured way to teach these foundational skills without wondering what to teach next. Inside of the program, you'll find activities designed to increase flexibility, generalization, and independent imitations while keeping learning fun and motivating. Think outside of the box sometimes. Think, okay, so my target might be stacking the block, but what else can I do with the block so I'm ensuring that they really are doing imitation? Whether you're a BCBA, a speech therapist, teacher, parent, paraprofessional, this resource provides clear progression of targets that can easily be incorporated into everyday teaching. Remember, imitation isn't just another program. It's the primary ways children learn from the world around them. Observing and being able to do what others can do is a very strong foundational skill for learning. If you found today's video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who works with younger learners. And if you'd like to learn more about my object imitation, once again, you'll find it linked up in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.